this is Trimmer 70 here. Today I done 8 custom-made Tomy Trackmaster Thomas trains. I will show you to right now. So here we have a green arrow from the Werewolf series book. It's called Thomas and the Great Werewolf Show. You see, I use green paint for green arrow and black paint for the footplay. And I also use a green paper for the number and words. You know, there's words on the tender. 1 here, 2 here, and numbers I put on the green arrow. There's 1 here, 2 here. You know, that's a nice detail of a green arrow, don't you think? So, moving on. Next up, here we have Thomas the Pink Engine. That's from the movie called Thomas and Friends, The Adventure Begin, when Thomas is covered in pink, don't you think? You see, I use pink paint for the pink. I painted all around Thomas, and I use whiteout or white paint for the footplay. You know, that's so very funny when Thomas is covered in pink, don't you think? So let's move on. Next up, here we have a bluebell. You see, I married Tomy Thomas, and I use green paint for the bluebell, just like a green arrow. And I use yellow paint for the window and the dome. And I use a black marker for the windows along with the yellow paint. And I use black paint for the footplate, whiteout or white paint for the buffers, and I use red paint for something. You know, I don't know what that thing is for the train, I think. So, just send a comment to figure out what it is. So, let's move on. Next to Bluebell, it's Toby's brother. That's from the Werewolf series book. It's called Toby's Trucks and Trouble. You see, I use black paint for the roof, the cow catchers, and I use brown paint to color up the 7. See? You know, that's a nice detail of Toby's brother, don't you think? So let's move on. Next to Toby's brother, here's Millie. You see, I made our bash or dash for making Millie. Also, how do you make Millie? Well, you can use blue paint for Millie and red paint for the buffers and black paint along with those red paint, don't you think? So, next to Millie, there's City of Truro. You see, I made our Tomy F word. You see, I use green paint for the City of Truro, and I use black paint for the footplay, and I use red marker for those stripes on the City of Truro and the tender. You know, I done a homemade of City of Truro. That's a nice detail of it, don't you think? Next to City of Truro, there's Sydney. You see, I made our Trackmaster Airy or Bird, and I use blue paint for Sydney, and I use yellow paint for those stripes, and I use red paint for the buffers, black marker for the buffers along with wet paint, and I also use wet paint for those wheels. See? You know, that's a nice detail of Sydney, don't you think? Next to Sydney, there's 2 breakdown trains. Those are the 2 breakdown trains. The names are Judy and Jerome. Those 2 breakdown trains from the movie called Thomas and Friends Adventure Begin. You see, there's 1 breakdown train who came with Tomy, Thomas, and the freight set. 2 breakdown train who came with Tomy Mavis. And I also used white paper for those 2 phase for those 2 breakdown trains. But, well guys, that's all my 8 custom-made Tomy Trackmaster Thomas trains. I'll see you on my next video. So, thanks for watching and bye for now.